Good morning, everybody. It is currently 1:15 in the morning, and I've been studying for my private pilot exam to get my certification. And all these questions that I've been studying are out of the Private Pilot FAA Knowledge Test Prep booklet. So far, I have 60 flashcards made just to help retain some of this information. If you like to play along, grab yourself a paper and a pen and see how you do. Let me grab a quick swig of coffee. All right, here we go. VNO. This is the safe structural cruising speed. Okay? Safe structural cruising speed. All right. VA. VA. It's the design maneuvering speed. All right. V1. V1. Let's see. V1 is the takeoff decision speed. Takeoff decision speed. Okay. V2. Drawing a blank. It's a little too early. Been up all day. It's a takeoff safety speed. All right, let's put that to the side. VS. VS is the stall speed in a clean landing configuration. Stall speed in a clean landing configuration. All right, got it. Oh, this one's easy. APP. That's approach speed. VX. That is the best angle of climb. All right. VY. That's the best rate of climb. VREF. That'd be landing reference speed. Landing reference speed. All right. Vmax. Well, this one you would think that it's the. You would think that it's the maximum speed because V means velocity or speed, but that's not what it is. Vmax is. Oh man, I had this one earlier. All right, I'm gonna say maximum. No. Safety structural maximum speed? I don't know. Maximum structural cruising speed. Okay, I was close, but no cigar. Now, VLE. Backwards, right? You would think the other one was just max speed, but no. That's this one. VLE is maximum speed. All right, let's get into some questions here. During an approach to a stall, an increased load factor will cause the aircraft to stall at a higher airspeed, have a tendency to spin, be more difficult to control. Answer is stall at a higher airspeed. VR. This is rotation speed. Yeah. These are in no order. I already shuffled them a couple times before, just so I don't get used to having the same questions over and over in the same order. All right, next. Limit load factor is the ratio of angle of attack to stall speed, angle of attack to power on configuration specific stall speed, maximum sustainable load to gross weight of the airplane. Answer is C, maximum sustainable load to weight of the airplane. Sorry, maximum sustainable load to the gross weight of the airplane. Structural damage or failure is more likely to occur in smooth air at speeds above. So now we know that VNO stands for structural safe structural cruising speed. VA, forgot VA. And VNE is never exceed speed. Answer is VNE, never exceed speed. Which basic flight maneuver increases the load factor on an airplane as compared to straight and level flight? Is it climbs, turns, or stalls? Answer is turns. There we go. VFE. The way I like to remember this is FE for flaps extended. So, but I don't remember the definition exactly. Maximum speed, no, maximum flap extended speed. Yeah, there we go. VLOF. Loft, like a loft. So this is the speed for liftoff. So liftoff speed. As altitude increases, the indicated airspeed at which a given airplane stalls in a particular configuration will A. decrease as the true airspeed decreases, B. decrease as the true airspeed increases, or C. remain the same regardless of altitude. Answer is C. remain the same regardless of altitude. Oh, tell me my battery's almost dead. The elevator controls movement around which axis? Longitudinal, lateral, or vertical? Answer is lateral. When does P factor cause the airplane to yaw to the left? A. when at low angles of attack, B. when at high angles of attack, or C. when at high airspeeds? Answer is C. when at high airspeeds. Oh no, sorry, I was wrong. When at high angles of attack. All right, put down to the side. In what flight condition are torque effects more pronounced in a single-engine airplane? Low airspeed, high power, high angle of attack. Low airspeed, low power, low angle of attack. High airspeed, high power, high angle of attack. Answer is A. Low airspeed, high power, high angle of attack. Nice. An airplane said to be inherently stable will A. be difficult to stall, B. requires less effort to control, C. not spin. Answer is requires less effort to control. Nice. All right, this one here. If an airplane weighs 3,300 pounds, what approximate weight would the airplane structure be required to support a 30-degree banked turn while maintaining altitude? So if we go over here, we know that the plane weighs 3,300 pounds. At a 30-degree bank, the load factor is 1.154. So we take and multiply 3,300 pounds by 1.154, and the closest answer to that would be C, 3,960 pounds. An airplane has been loaded in such a manner that the CG is located aft of the CG limit. One undesirable flight characteristic a pilot might experience with this airplane would be A, a longer takeoff run, B, difficulty in recovering from a stalled condition, C, stalling at a higher than normal airspeed. Answer is B, difficulty in recovering from a stalled condition. What is one purpose of wing flaps? A, to enable the pilot to make steeper approaches to a landing without increasing the airspeed. B, to relieve the pilot of maintaining continuous pressure on the controls. Or C, to decrease wing area to vary lift. Answer is A, to enable the pilot to make steeper approaches to a landing without increasing airspeed. What determines the longitudinal stability of an airplane? Is it A, the location of the CG with respect to the center of lift, the effectiveness of the horizontal stabilizer, rudder, and rudder trim tab, or C, the relationship of thrust and lift to weight and drag? The answer is A, the location of the CG with respect to the center of lift. V and E never exceed the speed. What is the purpose of the rudder on an airplane? Is it A, to control yaw, B, to control overbanking tendency, or C, to control roll? Answer is A, to control yaw. An airplane loaded with the CG rear of the aft CG limit could A, make it easier to recover from stalls and spins, B, make it more difficult to flare for landing, C, increase the likelihood of inadvertent overstress. Answer is C, increase the likelihood of inadvertent overstress. Ground effect is most likely to result in which problem? Settling to the surface abruptly during landing, becoming airborne before reaching recommended takeoff speed, or the inability to get airborne even though airspeed is sufficient for normal takeoff needs? Answer is becoming airborne before reaching recommended takeoff speed. The angle of attack at which an airplane wing stalls will A, increase if the CG is moved forward, B, change with an increase in gross weight, remain the same regardless of gross weight. Answer is C, remain the same regardless of gross weight. Trim systems are designed to do what? A, they relieve the pilot of the need to maintain constant pressure on the flight controls. B, They are used during approach and landing to increase wing lift. C. They move in the opposite direction from one another to control roll. Answer is A. They relieve the pilot of the need to maintain constant pressure on the flight controls. Which statement relates to Bernoulli's principle? A. For every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. B. An additional upward force is generated as the lower surface of the airfoil deflects air downward. Excuse me. Air traveling faster over the curved upper surface of an airfoil causes lower pressure on the top surface. Answer is C. Air traveling faster over the curved upper surface of an airfoil causes lower pressure on the top surface. The amount of excess load that can be imposed on the wing of an airplane depends upon the A. Position of the CG, B. Speed of the airplane, or C. Abruptness at which the load is applied. Answer is B. Speed of the airplane. What is ground effect? A. The result of interference of the surface of the earth with the airflow patterns about the airplane. B. The result of alteration in an airflow pattern increasing induced drag about the wing of an airplane. Or C. The result of disruption of the airflow patterns about the wing of an airplane to the point where the wing will no longer support the airplane in flight. Answer is A. The result of the interference of the surface of the earth with the airflow patterns about an airplane. During a spin to the left, which wings are stalled? A. Both wings are stalled. B. Neither wing is stalled. Or C. Only the left wing is stalled. Answer is A. Both wings are stalled. Take another sip of the coffee. Next, loading an airplane to the most aft CG will cause the airplane to be A. Less stable at all speeds, B. Less stable at slow speeds but more stable at higher speeds, or C. Less stable at higher speeds but more stable at low speeds. Answer is A. Less stable at all speeds. The left turning tendency of an airplane caused by P factor is the result of the A. Clockwise rotation of the engine and the propeller turning the airplane counterclockwise. B. Propeller blade descending on the right producing more thrust than the ascending blade on the left. Or C. The gyroscopic forces applied to the rotating propeller blades acting 90 degrees in the advance of the point the force was applied. Answer is B. Propeller blade descending on the right producing more thrust than the ascending blade on the left. What is the effect of advancing the throttle in flight? A. Both aircraft ground speed and angle of attack will increase. B. Airspeed will remain relatively constant, but the aircraft will climb. C. The aircraft will accelerate, which will cause a turn to the right. Answer is A. Both aircraft ground speed and angle of attack will increase. The angle between the chord line of an airfoil and the relative wind is also known as the angle of lift, attack, incidence. Answer is attack. The four forces acting on an airplane in flight are A, lift, weight, thrust, drag. B, lift, weight, gravity, thrust. Or C, lift, gravity, power, and friction. Answer is A, lift, weight, thrust, and drag. An aircraft leaving ground effect during takeoff will A, experience a reduction in ground friction and require a slight power reduction. B, experience an increase in induced drag and a decrease in performance. Or C, require a lower angle of attack to maintain the same lift coefficient. Answer is B, experience an increase in induced drag and a decrease in performance. One of the main functions of the flaps during an approach and landing is to A, decrease the angle of descent without increasing the airspeed. B, permit a touchdown at a higher indicated airspeed. Or C, increase the angle of descent without increasing the airspeed. Answer is C, increase the angle of descent without increasing the airspeed. If an airplane weighs 4,500 pounds, what approximate weight would the airplane structure be required to support during a 45 banked turn while maintaining altitude? All right, so the plane weighs 4,500 pounds. We want to make a 45-degree banked turn. So we'll take 4,500 times 1.414, and that comes out to I think it was, can't do it in my head, but we'll say B. Yep. If an airplane weighs 2,300 pounds, what approximate weight would the airplane structure be required to support during a 60-degree banked turn while maintaining altitude? 2,300 times 2.000. That comes out to C, 4,600 pounds. Changes in the center of pressure of a wing affects the aircraft or the aircraft's A, lift to drag ratio, B, lifting capacity, or C, the aerodynamic balance and controllability. Answer is C, the aerodynamic balance and controllability. When are the four forces that act on an airplane in equilibrium? A, during unaccelerated level flight. B, when the aircraft is accelerating. Or C, when the aircraft is at rest on the ground. Answer is A, during unaccelerated level flight. Floating caused by the phenomenon of ground effect will be most realized during an approach to land when at A, less than the length of the wingspan above the surface, B, twice the length of the wingspan above the surface, or C, a higher than normal angle of attack. Answer is A, less than the length of the wingspan above the surface. Which of the following is true concerning flaps? A, flaps are attached to the leading edge of the wing and are used to increase wing lift. B, flaps allow an increase in the angle of descent without increasing airspeed. C, flaps are high drag devices deployed from the wing to reduce lift. Answer is B, flaps allow an increase in the angle of descent without increasing airspeed. Oops, this one was upside down. Which statement is true concerning primary flight controls? The effectiveness of each control surface increases with the speed because there is more airflow over them. B, only when 3 primary flight controls are in sequence do the airflow and pressure distribution change over and around the airfoil. Or C, primary flight controls include ailerons, rudder, elevator, and the trim systems. Well, as we saw, it was upside down. We know that the answer is the effectiveness of each control surface increases with the speed because there is more airflow over them. Which is not a primary flight control surface? Flaps, stabilator, or ailerons? Answer is flaps. In what flight condition must an aircraft be placed in order to spin? Partially stalled with one wing low, in a steep diving spiral, or stalled? Answer is C, stalled. We're almost done, folks. What must a pilot be aware of as a result of ground effect? A, wingtip vortices increase, creating wake turbulence problems for arriving and departing. B, induced drag decreases, therefore any excess speed at the point of flare may cause considerable floating. Or C, a full stall landing will require less up elevator deflection than would a full stall when done free of ground effect. Answer is B, induced drag decreases, therefore any excess speed at the point of flare may cause considerable floating. The acute angle A is the angle of incident, attack, dihedral. Answer is B, attack. What causes an airplane, except the T-tail, to pitch nose down when power is reduced and controls are not adjusted? A, the CG shifts forward when thrust and drag are reduced. B, the downwash on the elevators from the propeller slipstream is reduced and the elevator effectiveness is reduced. Or C, when thrust is reduced to less than weight, lift is also reduced and the wings can no longer support the weight. Answer is B, the downwash on the elevators from the propeller slipstream is reduced and the elevator effectiveness is reduced. What is the relationship of lift, drag, thrust, and weight when the airplane is in straight and level flight? A, lift equals weight and thrust equals drag. Lift, drag, and weight equal thrust. Lift and weight equal thrust and drag. Answer is A, lift equals weight and thrust equals drag. I guess that coffee's going going through me a little bit quicker. Which device is a secondary flight control? Spoilers, ailerons, stabilators. Answer is spoilers. What force makes an airplane turn? The horizontal component of lift, the vertical component of lift, centrifugal force. Answer is the horizontal component of lift. And last but not least, the term angle of attack is defined as the angle between the A, chord line of the wing and the relative wind, B, airplane's longitudinal axis and that of the air striking the airfoil, or C, airplane center line and the relative wind. Answer is A, chord line of the wing and the relative wind. Well, that's it, folks. Out of 60, I got 3 wrong. How many wrong did you get? Leave your answer in the comments.